Island 96, how was I to know? 7:18, 18 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock on this, a Tuesday morning movement. And of course, it is April Fool's Day, and we have already April Fooled. As a matter of fact, we started out with my wife. Today was her first day going back to working day shift, and we felt compelled to wake her up out of her deep slumber and make sure she was off to work on time. She was running a little bit late. Kind of an abrupt hang-up there, but it was fun nonetheless. Today's weather kind of looking like this, mostly sloppy, cruddy kind of. Chance of AM thunderstorms. Southwest winds 20 to 35 miles an hour. Today's high 64 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Southwest winds 17 to 25 miles an hour. Overnight low of about 54. Right now, mostly cloudy, light rain. Southwest winds 10 to 18 miles an hour. And it is about 60 degrees out there right at this particular moment. Services Marketing Department is out there looking for volunteer painter/artist types like yourself as soon as possible. If you have those kind of talents, just give them a call, 25292. And hopefully, I don't know what they're going to have you paint, but hopefully it's neat, whatever it is. Wall Street, in Wall Street news today. Not your normal Wall Street news, actually. This is almost kind of off the wall. As a matter of fact, it's almost fits into the strange but true category. And if you're thinking, hey, can the current market fluctuations on Wall Street be soothed with perhaps a little poetry? Well, that's exactly what stressed out stockbrokers are about to find out. An 8-foot-tall wall, called appropriately enough the Magnetic Poetry Wall, is going to be installed on Wall Street tomorrow, allowing any aspiring E.E. Cummings types to create their own poetic masterpieces by moving around hundreds of magnetic words and phrases on the wall. As if these guys didn't have anything better to do, right? Magnetic Poetry spokesman Josh Kunstom says the Wall Street Wall should help hotshot investors express their business angst in a constructive way. Hey, how about they buy and sell stocks? There's an idea. Isn't that constructive? Maybe they should participate in business? There's an idea. Kunstom also says that the Wall Street Poetry Wall is just one of 6 walls in major American cities this week to celebrate National Poetry Month. And of course, not only is it National Poetry Month, it's also National Award Month. That kind of fits in here. The other 5 walls are going to be in Washington, D.C., Minneapolis, how do you say that? Minneapolis. It doesn't have an extra. Minneapolis, San Francisco, Denver, and Chicago. They're going to all have these magnetic poetry walls. You know what we ought to have? We ought to have one of those magnetic poetry walls here in the studio, so we can satisfy our business angst, so to speak. Wouldn't that be neat? We can make up poetry all day long. It's almost as opposed to doing your job, right? How about that? More stuff coming up after this, right here on Island 96. Man, she doesn't like you anymore. Get a clue. That's No Mercy. Please don't go, and I think No Mercy is a appropriate name for that band. Oh boy. 7:27 on your Tuesday morning movement. The doctor taking you through. It is an April Fool's Day, and we are having fantastic fun being your April Fools, and we need to know what kind of stuff you've got planned for this April Fool's Day. Give us a call, 23475. Hey, what was the worst thing that has ever happened to you or somebody else that you know on April Fool's Day? What is the most horrible practical joke somebody's ever played on either you or somebody you know? We need to know about it because, hey, we need ideas. That's all there is to it. Give us a call, 23475. Also, the Civilian Personnel Office has recently installed a brand new job information line, so you can get some job information action. It's updated weekly, and it's accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's recorded in both English and Portuguese, and you can access it by calling 26332, and, of course, people will tell you more and give you more information. We've gone 15 days DUI-free. That means we have 75 more days to go before we get our wing down day, so you need to keep up the good work, particularly on your weekends when you're out having a good time doing your thing. So please keep it in mind that you're not doing it just for a down day, but you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. Taking a look at The airplane report for today, C-141 on its way to Charleston this morning at 09:55, a B-757 going to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, and Norfolk. 16:05 this afternoon is the show time for that. Also a DC-8 heads to Dover, 22:45, and a C-130 on its way to Quonset State, Rhode Island, 09:40 this morning as an add-on. Also tomorrow, a KC-135 heading to Marone and McConnell, 07:45, and a KC-135 that's just heading to Marone at 01:50 tomorrow morning. Okay? So check that out. Today's weather, mostly cloudy, chance of AM storms. Southwest winds 20 to 35 miles an hour. Today's high 64 degrees. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. Southwest winds 17 to 25 miles an hour. Overnight low of about 54. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. Some light rain here and there. Southwest winds 10 to 18 miles an hour. 57 right now here at Island 96. Island 96, that's Spice Girls. Yes, I really, really want to zig-a-zig whatever that means. I have no clue. I am clueless when it comes to that. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. It is a morning movement, Tuesday morning movement. The doctor here moving you through it at 7:32, 28 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock on this first day of April. Doesn't it just feel devilishly neat being April Fool's Day? I mean, you've got the entire day to embarrass somebody or get yourself embarrassed by somebody who is scheming against you right at this very moment. And it's all legal. That's the neat thing about it. But hey, folks, if you're playing practical jokes today, try not to be too cruel or mean or wacky like that, because you don't want to severely hurt somebody's feelings. You just want to make them look silly for a little bit, and make them feel silly, and then everybody laughs and it's all funny. But let's not be horribly destructive here. You can be. I just got a phone call from somebody who was telling me about a practical joke that he had seen. And this coming from a radio station back in the States that, well, let me give you some background here. There was like a dump, and they built a park on top of it. And, of course, where you have a dump, you have methane. And, this radio station, of course, told everybody that there was a large methane buildup in the dump and that the entire thing was going to explode and that they should be all evacuate and run for the hills. And so they did. Of course, they never told anybody that it was actually a joke. Of course, it probably being April Fool's Day, they probably didn't figure that out. Kind of a coinky-dink there, huh? But at any rate, those guys got in bunches of trouble. So, hey, make it funny, but make it clean, too. Hey, scheduled power outage, and of course, this is not an April Fool. Of course, it could be, but it's not. Scheduled power outage happening in buildings T120, 132, 134, 152, 162, through 164, 166 through 168, 183, and 628. It all happens tomorrow from 8:30 until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The purpose of this outage is to remove a couple of 90-foot poles, and you know how much of a problem those can be. So I tell you what, plan ahead. You're going to not have any power tomorrow. Hey, would you go to work naked for $1 million? Well, a recent survey shows that 84% of men out there in the States, 84% of men said they would go to work naked for $1 million. Only 20% of women would. I'm thinking $1 million is not enough for me to go to work naked. That's all there is to it. I don't know what people would do. People would do a lot of silly things for $1 million. When it all comes down to it, what does it matter? It's like you'll be known for the rest of your life as a guy who went to work naked for $1 million. There's something to be known for, huh? We got Lajes today coming up in just a little bit, so stick around, all right? Here's... Yeah. Island 96, it is 7:40, 20 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Yeah. On your Tuesday morning movement. It is an April Fool's Day, and of course, April Fool's fun happening around here as per usual. Because it only happens once a year, folks, and we need to know what kind of stuff are you planning to do on your April Fool's Day. If you have any really cruel ideas and devilish thoughts, give us a call, 23475, and we'll talk about some of your ideas. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you know that combined Americans eat 3.5 pizzas an hour? Yeah, Also, there are 44,000 of these each day around the world, and of course those are thunderstorms. 1 million Americans call a 900 number every single day. And what's so unique about the 1953 motion picture Man in the Dark? Well, that one was the very first 3D movie, and of course one of very few, as a matter of fact. And this has a lifespan of 3 to 6 months. And it would be your fingernails. That's how long it takes them to grow from base to tip, progressing at the pace of 1.5 inches every single year. Wow, I didn't know any of that. And now you know. And after we check in with A1C Alex Patton and Lajes today, we'll kind of hit on some of the which is older questions. We'll play which is older, and I'll see if I can't stump the Pattonator, so to speak. But first, we got to check in, find out what's in the news. Morning, Alex.
And good morning, Tom. Lajes Today this morning has base down. Finally this morning on Lajes Today, this April 1st edition, researchers from White Plains, New York have said that bosses and mother-in-laws are no longer the leading cause of ulcers and migraines. Again, this is according to researchers in White Plains, New York, passing both mother-in-laws and bosses and moving into number 1 for causing ulcers and migraines. Morning disc jockeys. Yes, the morning DJs can cause nausea and intense mental agony. Oh, and Tom?
I don't cause intense mental agony, do I?
According to these researchers in White Plains, New York, they say that these figures are tripled for island DJs.
Oh, see, you know what the thing is? I must cause myself my own problem. I'm my biggest enemy, in other words, is what you're saying, Alex.
Well, they don't say anything about your size, Tom, but they do mention those migraines.
I'm just because I have to have a special wheeled dolly to get me into the studio every morning is no reason for you to make fat jokes or anything. You know, I'm hurt. I'm crushed.
And those researchers were from White Plains.
White Plains, New York. What do they know? Come on, morning disc jockeys cause intense. What did you say? Intense what?
Intense mental agony.
Intense mental agony. That's great to know. Happy April Fools to you, there, Alex. I'm gonna shuffle my papers
I can do that louder.
in frustration now because of that. Hey, did you want to play Which is Older?
I don't know.
On this April
is the
Fool's
good witch
morning?
older than the bad witch?
Oh no, this is even
older?
better. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the fire escape, or actor Gregory Peck. Which is older?
Gregory Peck.
Nah, you'd be wrong. The fire escape was invented in 1766. Gregory Peck was invented in 1916. Okay, next one. You've gotten one wrong.
Older.
That's one wrong. Okay. The Twinkie or Rockford Files star James Garner. Which is older?
James Garner.
Ooh, you got one right. He was born in
actors.
1928, and of course Twinkies were invented in 1930. Okay.
They're both filled with cream.
Lots of it. Okay, here we go. The third one and final one. This is the one that decides whether you're a bonehead or not.
Okay.
Okay? The bonehead deciding question. The movie All the President's Men, or the guy who played Cliff Clavin on Cheers, John Ratzenberger. Which is older?
All the President's Men.
Ooh.
It's from... No, I'm not saying that, okay?
Okay.
It's from the 70s. So this guy, Cliff, he has to be a lot older than that.
Okay, there you go. You've gotten it right. John, he was born in 1947. All the President's Men hit theaters in 1976. I'm impressed, Alex.
Can we play again next hour? Come on.
No.
Darn it.
No, because you were mean to me. You said that I was the cause of ulcers and other diseases. At least you didn't say that I was the cause of certain STDs. That's thankful.
I was just reading what was on the paper, Tom.
Man, I'm telling you. 7:49, 11 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. And, of course, more phone funnies coming up in just a little bit. First phone funny this hour, we woke up my wife. She was sleeping, and we got her off to work. We'll have more fun next hour, even more fun. And I hope this goes as well as the first one did. I think it will. I got a good feeling. Island 96 at 7:53, 7 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock on this Tuesday morning movement. It is April Fool's Day, and apparently it's also Gonzo from AMSS's birthday. Gonzo, it's your birthday on April Fool's Day? How cruel! But he wants to hear Elton John. Candle in the Wind, right here on Island 96. Good morning. Island 96, it is 7:57. 3 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Here's the Bottle Rockets. You're listening to Island 96.1 FM, Detachment 6 of the Air Force Broadcasting Service. Island 96 with the latest from Journey on this Tuesday morning movement. It is April Fool's Day, April 1st, and the doctor is here to take you through wielding the scalpel as always. 8 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. And coming up, we've got some more phone funnies. We've got John Carpenter sitting here in the studio with us. He's the Recreation Flight Chief, and we're here to talk about some private organizations. First, got to remind you, Surrey Area Girl Scouts need committee members and leaders for the 1997-98 Girl Scout year. Voting for committee members will take place April 3rd, which is Thursday, 7 p.m. at Lower T Housing, Building T1C. Call 28114 for more information. Today's weather kind of looking like this, mostly crummy. Chance of showers and rain this morning, and apparently I just got a big wet sloppy hand flopping across my arm, which tells me that it is indeed raining out there. Southwest winds today 20 to 35 miles an hour. Today's high 64 degrees. A little bit later this evening, mostly cloudy. Southwest winds 17 to 25. Overnight low of about 54. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. Some light rain, southwest winds gusting this morning. We're in wind warning 1. Gusting up to 75. We'll be in wind warning 1 up until about noon. Right now, about 57 degrees. What do you want? Oh, yeah, open. Oh, my gosh. Boy, was I wrong. Well, let me take that back. Mostly incredibly cloudy, heavy rain. Southwest winds, I don't even know. The trees are flying. There's lawn furniture flying through the sky here. What is going on? What happened since I got in this morning?
April Fool's jokes.
That's what it is. The weather played a big old April Fool's joke on me, and they said that the weather was going to be mostly cloudy, some light rain. Meanwhile, there's like the end of the world happening right outside the door, you know. There's like cattle and lawn furniture flying by. Okay, so be careful when you're going to work today, and if you're walking around outside, watch your hat so it doesn't like fly where it shouldn't fly. Okay, something like that. More stuff coming up in just a little bit right here on Island 96. Island 96, 8:14, 14 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on this Tuesday morning movement. It is April Fool's Day, and of course April 1st being April Fool's Day kind of stems from way back when in the 16th century, from the change in the calendars from the Julian to Gregorian calendars, and obviously the people who kept on with the old calendar with the year starting on April 1st were considered April Fools by everyone else in the world, who decided that January 1st made a whole lot more sense. And of course it carries forward today, now people being evil to each other, and you know how it all works out. In the studio with me, I have John Carpenter, who is the Recreation Flight Chief, and we're here to talk about private organizations. Happy April Fool's Day to you.
Thanks a lot.
Has anything really screwed up happened to you yet today?
Just coming through the parking lot's been an experience.
No kidding. What is that all about? The weather's been really nice here, and all of a sudden this happens. Well, it's going to from time to time, but basically we're here to talk about private organizations. What is a private organization, first off?
A private organization by the AFI is an organization, an unofficial organization on an Air Force installation that has a certain level of assets that they've accumulated to do their good deeds and to work within in the framework that they're chartered to do. And this is a level that's $1,000. If a particular organization has $1,000 worth of assets over a 3-month period, then they're required to be an official private org.
Okay. Now, what different kind of private organizations are here on Lajes?
We have very few at that level, at that funding level. We also want to discuss, if I could, this morning, organizations' activities that are unofficial activities, and that's the smaller groups that have less than that amount. We have about 4 private orgs right now: the clubs, the Enlisted Spouses Clubs, the OWC, the thrift shops, the Aqua Knights are large organizations. And again, most of ours, we have about 35 to 40 unofficial activities, the smaller ones. And they don't have the reporting requirements, all the documentation requirements that the larger private orgs have, but they have requirements to be sanctioned on base, and we want to be sure to get the word out on the sanctioning requirements and how they oversee their funds, and just keep in touch with the services offices because every fundraiser request that goes through, that needs to go through the services office to be
Right.
approved, and goes up to the support group office and for final approval. One of the reasons we asked to come in this morning was that we have a meeting lined up on Thursday, and we're asking all the private org reps and the unofficial activity reps to come by the CAC, really the community center, change their name, I'm
Just
sorry.
changed, yeah, I understand.
1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1300 at the conference room there beyond the pool table room. And Captain Anderson from the SJA office is going to come by, and I'll be there. And we're going to try to really answer all the questions and clear up any confusion these activities have when they're trying to raise funds or to be sanctioned for the upcoming years and so forth. And it's just a coordination meeting. We would like to sit down. It's been a long time since we've sat down and discussed the individual requirements.
So Thursday at 1 o'clock is the time when everybody's going to get together and talk about all these things.
Correct, yes.
Great. Anything that you'd like to add?
Just hope to see everybody there. We would like to really clear up all the questions. And of course, if there are any questions before or after the meeting, my office does work with this coordination. I'm at 21334 at the services admin area. And wish everybody a good dry day, and hope to see a lot of the activities reps at that meeting on Thursday.
Dry day, no kidding. Thanks for stopping in. Today's mostly cloudy skies, chance of AM thunderstorms, winds out of the southwest 20 to 35 miles an hour. Today's high 64 degrees, and I tell you what, right now, mostly cloudy skies, some rain, quite a bit of rain from what I understand. Winds are out of the southwest, gusting from 35, and they're supposed to be gusting until noon, until about 75 miles an hour. So keep a handle on all of your loose objects and small children, please. We are under wind condition 1, so keep that in mind. Right now, about 60 degrees, and we'll be coming back in just a little bit with A1C Alex Patton and Lajes today, right here on Island 96. Island 96, the king of New Orleans, that's better than Ezra. It is 8:23 on your Tuesday morning movement. The doctor taking you through your April Fool's Day. Hope you're having a good one so far. And I tell you what, the weather out there is looking mighty crummy. Instead of mostly cloudy, mighty crummy today. Chance of morning showers. Southwest winds 20 to 35 miles an hour today, gusting to 75 at least up until noon because we are now in wind warning condition 1. Daytime high of about 64. Mostly cloudy tonight. Southwest winds decreasing, hopefully 17 to 25 miles an hour. Overnight low of about 54 right now. Mostly crummy. Light rain being extremely heavy at times, so kind of watch out for that. Southwest winds 35 gusting to 75 until noon. And it's about 62 degrees right about now. And it's time now to check in with Alex Patton and Lajes today. Good morning, Alex. How are you?
And good morning again, Tom. Good morning, everyone. Despite the rain showers, Lajes today was in 300 traffic accidents during the same period, which resulted in 31 deaths and more than 110 injuries. Again, the number's down this year. Last week we told you about the school's drama group production, Running, which tackled a number of sensitive issues. Well, over the weekend, the school stage was active once more. Airman Jerry Bryza stopped by to find out why and talked with the school's drama and music instructor, John Bachman.
The high school music department put on a sellout cabaret for the Lajes community. This is the 5th year running for the show, which with little advertising is a sellout every time.
One of the main reasons that we have cabaret is so that it gives students an opportunity to stand in front of an audience, to perform, to gain self-confidence and self-poise.
The students selected their own musical numbers. They range from Phantom of the Opera to the Fab Four. I'm Airman Jerry Bryza.
The school's next big production is set for May, and it's the musical Godspell. And finally, Tom, we have an update on a story we brought you last hour.
Oh, really?
Last hour, of course, we told you that researchers from White Plains, New York, say that bosses and mother-in-laws are no longer the leading causes of ulcers and migraines. Yes, we told you last hour morning DJs can cause nausea and intense mental agony. Well, we hear this from
At least they
researchers.
don't cause cancer.
The latest on this. We called them up and we found out that they say that by next year,
I'm listening.
pompous morning news anchors may take over the league.
Well, pompous you are, Alex. Pompous you can be. 8:30 straight up, and you know what time it is? Being April Fool's Day and all, and I need you to stick around for this one because this is some good stuff right here.
I'm sticking
like glue. It's time to do some morning phone funnies because well, it being that day of the year where we can kind of get away with it, we're gonna give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a little background. Walt Kohler of the Aqua Knights of Atlantis, he's the president of the Aqua Knights of Atlantis, has a very expensive piece of equipment on order.
And a large, very, what shall we say, Norwegian-type dude.
Oh, yes. Very, very, very large guy. But the thing is, this piece of equipment, very expensive. It's called a buoyancy control device. It's one of those pieces of diving equipment that looks kind of like a vest.
Is it like a rubber ducky?
Kind of like so. It makes you float, is what it does, and it helps control your buoyancy when you're diving. But anyway, it's a very expensive piece of equipment. He's getting the most top-of-the-line buoyancy control device from Decor Diving. It's called the Rig, appropriately enough. It is that bad. It is great stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to call him up, and we're going to tell him that I'm going to play somebody else.
You're not going to be the salesman or something.
I'm going to play somebody else, and I'm going to, as a matter of fact, I'm going to use your name. I'm going to say that I'm you, and I'm going to say that I got a hold of his box, and
I don't know if you can pull off that kind of brilliance
that my dog ate his his BCD. Let's see what happens. Let me dial up the number here on the phone. Let's see if I can do this. Find his number here. It's let's see if this can work. Good morning.
Morning.
Is this Staff Sergeant Kohler?
Yes, it is.
Well, I've got some bad news. I think. Kind of calling you this morning, and I've got some news that I'm almost afraid to tell you this. You know, oh boy, I'm so embarrassed here. You know, I'm just feeling horribly bad about this.
What's up?
Well, you know, the cat's already out of the bag. So how you doing, Walt?
Good.
You know, that's great. Now, well, actually, I do have some news, though, because I got a phone call from somebody this morning, and they say they got your box in the mail, the box that you're expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's something happened to your box, Walt. Something bad happened to your box.
Like what?
Well, they called me up. They said that they, as a friend of mine, and they said, well, do you know Staff Sergeant Kohler? And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. I know him. Yeah, of course I know. He said, well, I got a box of his in the mail, and I didn't know what it was. I opened it up, and well, sure enough, he opened it up, and there was your new buoyancy control device, your new BC, the Rig, and he didn't know what it was, and I guess he just left it out, and his dog got a hold of it, and kind of screwed it all up.
Who's this guy?
What's that?
Who is it?
It's a friend of mine, Alex Patton.
Oh, you gotta tell this person. Your friend of mine, he owes me a new BC.
Well, I don't know. He's kind of, he's feeling really bad about it, but at the same time, man, I don't think he's got that kind of money to be paying for a new one. So I'm kind of, at a loss as to what I should do.
Well,
His dog tore this thing up, ripped it all apart.
Seems like a personal problem to me.
No, so what do we do here? I mean, you're obviously kind of crushed that your BC got wrecked up here. So how do you feel about this? I mean, I'm kind of crushed. I'm a little upset myself.
So's the Rig. It's crushed
Your
too.
friend, right?
What's that?
It's your friend?
Oh, it's a friend of mine. Yeah.
Well, maybe you should pay for it.
Maybe I should pay for it. What wait a minute. Wait a minute. So what is my friend? It's not my dog. I didn't do it.
What's your friend?
So what? It's my friend. I didn't rip your Rig up. Put big holes in it.
Well, that's a $500 BC.
Man, I'm telling you. Hey, Walt, you're really upset, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're horribly upset.
Yeah.
Well, okay. How about we let you in on this? See, me and Andy got together last night. Andy Argue, and we planned this, and you're on the air. You've been April fooled, Walt. You've been fooled. You've been tricked. You've been gaffooed this morning on Island 96. So now how do you feel? Do you feel kind of silly? Do you feel like you've been had?
Yeah.
You have been had. We have phone had you so badly this morning. No, we haven't seen your BC yet. It's probably still coming in the mail to you in one piece. No dog is getting at it. So you're safe.
You know the saying is, payback is a...
Yeah, okay. We'll just leave it there.
Uh-huh.
We'll just leave it there. See you later, Walt.
Alrighty.
That was fun. Not too often I get to do that. Here's Hootie, Island 96.
She'll
Island 96 at 8:43 on your Tuesday, April Fool's Day morning. The doctor here taking you through, and boy, did we get Staff Sergeant Kohler. We got him good. We got him real good. Andy Argue from Civil Engineering wanted us to get him, so we got him. And boy, that went well. Sorry, Sergeant Kohler. It's just one of those things. It is April Fool's Day after all, and we're just trying to stay in the spirit of things, and hopefully you're in the spirit of things as well. But boy, with this weather, it's kind of hard to stay in the spirit of anything. Mostly cloudy skies, chance of storms this morning, and boy, it is storming already. Why do you keep doing that?
Because it's so fun.
Every time I talk about the weather, Airman First Class Kimberly Jacks walks in here and wipes a wet, sloppy hand across. That's disgusting. Ugh.
It's just rain.
It's rain. Ugh. He's got like cooties and stuff. Anyway.
It's Azorian rain.
Azorian rain. Okay. Mostly cloudy skies right now. Heavy rains, heavy winds right now, 69 miles per hour roughly. Going to be gusting up to 75 thereabouts until about noon, and hopefully things will start tapering off as the storm passes over. So hold on to your small children, your lawn furniture, etc., if you'd like to keep a hold of it anyway. Harper Paperback's going to be publishing one of those instant books, those things that just come out. We learned about the instant books more so during the O.J. Simpson trial than anywhere, but they become one of those things that you just kind of expect. But anyway, it's one of those instant books about the recent mass suicide in California. It's going to hit the stores in early April, and here I don't know exactly when it'll get here, probably May or June, one of those. But that'll be great because it'll be so difficult to find any information on the cult in the newspaper. I tried to surf the net yesterday, and boy, did I get a surprise. I got a big surprise. I was trying to get into one of the Heaven's Gate type explanation websites to talk about, and boy, I got something that I didn't want to see, and I won't go any further than that. You can just use your imagination as to what I saw. But at any rate, Jim Carrey, still the king of the box office. His latest comedy, Liar Liar, pulled out an estimated $24.2 million over the weekend. The Devil's Own, a thriller co-starring Brad Pitt and Harrison Ford, opened in second place. Last week's number 2, Selena, slipped to third. Also down a notch to fourth was Return of the Jedi. Disney's basketball comedy, The Sixth Man, opened in fifth place. So that's what's happening stateside at the movies. More music coming up after this, right here on Island 96. Island 96 at 8:50. 10 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock on this morning movement. It is a Tuesday morning movement, and just got a phone call from Bonehead, who obviously empties garbage cans for a living. April fooled me, said he liked me, and then he said, "No, man, you're no good." Well, that's not exactly what he said, but hey, it doesn't matter, because I got the cool job, and you're probably doing something really, really cruddy right now, so you hate life. So deal with it, man. 8:51, 9 minutes before the hour of 9 o'clock. Pearl Jam. Island 96, the doctor, getting ready to get out of here on this April Fool's Day. Of course, have to apologize still because our satellite is not fixed. We're having some problems, and we're not going to be able to get those fixed real soon. But as soon as we have regular satellite stuff back, we will get it back to you. Want to apologize again for that. But I'll see you back tomorrow morning doing the same thing at the same time for the same reason. Until then, you keep both feet on the wheel. Don't do anything silly, and I'll see you later. Here's Stephen Kirkus Chapman, Lord of the Dance on Islands 96. Bye.